Good morning, guys and girls. Hope everyone's doing well. It's Wednesday morning. We're here, we're on swallow watch. I'll just lean up against the wall here and steady myself a bit. So they're proving pretty active at the moment. I think the female's in there now and the male's just bringing her food and everything else. So hopefully before too long we'll hear the little chirrup of the chicks. I don't know if you can see down there on the track, Antonio's just coming up on the quad. Everything just starting on the farm here this morning. I thought I'd give you guys a little walk around. Firstly, thanks very much for the good wishes for Lisa for her birthday yesterday. She really appreciated that. We had a really nice meal. We went out for an Indian meal. All English people have to eat curry at least once a week, otherwise they die. So we had a nice curry, very, very nice. Excuse me a moment. We also have to drink tea, otherwise we pass away. So we had a nice meal, and then we walked down through the village, and there's a lovely family ice cream parlour which has been open about 6 months. And they make all their own ice cream. It's really really lovely. Good job it's a long way away from home. Well, it's not that far, but it's far enough, otherwise we'd be in there all the time. So thank you very much for your good wishes. They all came through last night while we were out, and also this morning before Lisa went off for work. So it was really kind of you. So we'll just have a little walk along. The sun's just coming up in the east. I've been knocking down everything. I said to Damo, because Damo was talking about and the snowman, both talking about the tick situation at the moment. So it's been knocking everything down in the garden. I've just got a bit more to do this afternoon. Just get rid of the last bits here. And so we'll be out into the valley over here. There's a few properties over on the other side of the river. The river's down in the bottom there, where you can see those tall trees. And those two roofs you can just see poking up down below. They used to be farm workers' cottages years and years and years ago. The farm workers would live in the little cottages there and work on the farm. But they haven't been occupied for a long time. They're empty. They'd make good little holiday rents, actually. It'd be a good little holiday rental. And as you can see, I've got the machine here. The machine's working perfectly now. In fact, the machine going in the river was a bit of a promotion for lazy shankers to get on and give it a really good service. So I've been right through the whole thing and tidied it all up. It had some work done on it at the place outside Cartmer not long ago, just some engine work. But I went through the whole thing, had it all apart and oiled it up and greased it up and everything else. So it's going really, really well. And down here we had this massive cactus grow, and it crept up on me actually, and it grew and grew and grew, and it grew so big you can just see a couple of chunks of it through still stuck in the fence there. And it grew and it went right through the fence and pulled the fence down. Incredibly heavy, that stuff. It's completely full of fluid, I don't know whether it's water, actually holding water, or it's like a fluid in it, a juice you might say. Makes it very, very heavy, and of course it pulled the fence down. So finally got around to just hoiking it all out. You can see the piles of it down there, big piles, and this here, and I've got a big pile of it up here, which I've been hooking up with the digger. So job on the list for today is that the fan belt went on the dumper, and of course it's not a commonly available piece of machinery here, so I had to order a fan belt that came yesterday. So I'll fit that today, and then I can get on and, I hope I'm not blinding you here, I can get on and use the dumper to clear all that mess. And then I also cleared down this side here, made a little pathway down this side where the earth was just falling down to the fence. And I'm going to put some railway sleeper steps in there. So there'll be, you know, one railway sleeper which is about 300mm, 1 foot, and then about 4 or 5 feet flat, and then up again, and then up again, just to make an easier walkway up and down there, so that you can come around in this area. Because I've got to move a lot of stuff down into here. Got one of the old KTMs in there. That's actually an old Works KTM with the Works engine in from the factory. Quite a good bike actually, Aquapovic exhaust and everything. Probably doesn't mean much to a lot of people. So yeah, this what I'm going to do here. I'm going to have a shipping container delivered, only a 20-foot one, and put here on this area, and then make another workshop. So I've got a proper little workshop down here. So I'm going to have that done probably in the next few weeks before things get too hot. And I can have an aircon unit put in the container then, and have it air conditioned so that you can actually do something in the summer when it's hot. I won't take you too far in here, but it's the current workshop, which is, as you can see, we won't. It's actually, unfortunately, somebody very kindly gave me a load of tools. A Danish man that was going back to Denmark. Unfortunately, his wife was unwell, and he had to go back to Denmark. So he gave me a load of tools, a load of DeWalt tools and all sorts of things. Very kind of him. And they've just got stuffed in there, so I've got to have a bit of a sort out. But I'd rather just get that container here and put some shelves in and put a couple of benches in it and just move it straight out. And as you can see, I've been strimming, weed whacking, whatever you want to call it, under here, under the trees. This all grew up with that heavy rain, so got all that whacked right down. And I've just got about half of that still to do, but the lighter part, so that's easy enough. Got some oranges here. The blossom smells amazing now. We've got orange and lemon blossom everywhere, and it smells really nice. These trees they almost died away, and I've managed to get them back. This one's only just coming back now. But for some reason the oranges have always been a bit sour on these trees, but hopefully we can bring these back a bit more and get some nice juice off these. And then I had a bit of this is my dirt area. I had a bit of a tidy up down here as well with the machine. Obviously, while I've been working on the machine since it went in the river, I've just been running it and doing things to it, and running it and doing things to it. So I've just been using it to do these small jobs. And I've just got a, I don't know what you call it really, a sieve for a better word, a big sieve, just to sieve all this muck here and use the soil, put the soil back on the garden, because a lot of the time when you're working and scraping up, you scrape up a lot of soil, and I'd rather put the soil back on the garden. So I'm just going to sieve all that and put the soil back on the garden again. Here's the dumper, which needs a new fan belt. That's the oil filter out of the digger, old oil filter. So I'll put the fan belt in this today, and then we've got the top fields up here, which you guys are all familiar with. Unfortunately, these are hibiscus, and they never took. I tried to transplant them from other places in the garden, and they were in the worst places. They were in terrible soil, and never got any water, never got anything. And I brought them up here, dug lovely holes for them, and put them in nice soil, and they've died. So I've got to whip them out really. Lisa bought a couple here. These are growing. This one and this little one. And we've got a little stone bench here. I've got to trim this corner down. And then this here was all actually when we renovated all the house, or the old part of the house. There was a lot of rubble and muck and goo came out of the house. But because the old original house is made out of basically stones and mud, there was a lot of earth in amongst it, and I didn't want to waste all the earth. So over quite a long period of time I've just been stretching it out and knocking it down here. And what? When you want to talk? This is Kooky. You're Kooky. What do you want? What do you want to tell me? What do you want to tell me? Muttley. He's Ori. Yes. Yeah. Oh well, you're very happy, aren't you? What do you want to say? Do you want to tell a story? Go on then. Tell me a story. Tell me a story. What's happening today? Tell me a story about what's happening today. What is happening? Whoa, what is happening? Tell me. Tell me about it. Tell me what's happening, Kooks. As you can see, they've settled in. Looking quite well now. Ori, he's looking well. He catches quite a few things. He likes to, he's a bit of a terrier. He likes to catch stuff. Kooks doesn't like to catch much. He likes to sleep. Don't you, Kooks? Kooks is a bit of a sleeper. And then Mr. Muttley. Good old Mr. Mutts. You're in charge, Mutts, aren't you? You're in charge. So yeah, so gradually this has all got sorted out and the earth has got knocked out of it and used along here, and I've filled all this end in, which is a bit low. And there's just a bit more here to sort through. So, had a bit of a tidy up over here as well. This was a bit of a mess, for want of a better word. And we've moved the mill, Logosol mill over. All these bits here are ready to mill, make some bits of joinery timber out of, and firewood out of the offcuts. Railway sleepers for the steps. What's left of the old bits and pieces of wood for the fire, which I don't know whether we're going to use now this year. So I've just been having a bit of a general sort out. And then for my sins, Lisa reported last night when she got home that there was a bit of a hissing sound coming from under her bonnet, and she had a look and took some pictures of it, showed me last night when she came in. And it's this little expansion tank here for the water system. So it's just it's got a minimum maximum on, and it just runs at about half full, and it's got a tiny little hole in. Somehow it's developed a tiny hole. I guess it's just the age of the vehicle. So I'll deal with that today. Fortunately we've got a spare car, so she's taken the other car today, and I'll go down. I'll probably go to the breakers actually. There's a excuse me while I put my tea down a moment and swap you around. Here we go. So yeah, there's a very good breakers, car breakers, just outside of Coeen. And although Lisa's car is a unusual one, because it's these cars are very common here. The Fiat Panda, which you guys probably don't see. I'll move away because the guy's got the machinery going. Yeah, it's a Fiat Panda, which is a really common car here in Europe, but that's the four-wheel drive one, which is really difficult to get. I had to look around for ages to get that, and I had to go up to Madrid on the train and buy it in Madrid. So it's a really good little car actually, and the advantage of it is that even though it's an unusual car, it shares all the common parts with the normal Panda, so you know it's very easy to get parts for, cheap and easy to get parts for. Excuse me, looking down, I'm going down the steps. Oh, I'll just show you while I'm here, I'll show you the pain cave. So I've got to get that today, but hopefully I can just go to the breakers, because as I say, it's such a common car. You know, they've got loads of them in there. I'll just get another little tank. There's no point buying a new one. I'll just get a replacement. So I'll try and do that today as well. That's a job that wasn't on the agenda, that has now been added to the agenda. I might ride over there on my bike actually and use it as a bit of a bike ride and go over and pick it up. They're only light, so put that one in a rucksack and go over and see if I can get them. And then yeah, we're outside the pain cave. So this is the old house, and in here where I did that video the other day, got the bike in here. I've done 2 days this week of the... Oh, sorry, I just thought I'd turn that around then. Here we go. I've done 2 days this week of the training, Monday and Tuesday. So that was foundation and strength. And today it is tempo, which I must admit I didn't particularly enjoy last week, although I didn't particularly enjoy the strength one either. Tempo is when you ride at pretty much sort of 3/4 your maximum all the time, all the way through. So all of these sessions are an hour long. So I've done 2-hour sessions so far this week, and I will do another hour session today and another hour session tomorrow, and then Fridays is off. So no pain on Fridays. And hopefully I can get some rides in this week as well. I've got all my my gravel bikes all sorted out, because I wanted to bleed the brakes in the gravel bike. As you know, all the bikes have got hydraulic disc brakes now, and I had to bleed the brakes in the gravel bike. So I've done all that now. So I'd like to go out for a ride on that today if possible. As I say, I might use it to run a few errands and go and get this thing for Lisa's car and have a ride around. So I'll do my training session. I'm going to do that now, my hour, and then later on I'll have a ride, go out for a ride on the gravel bike. Alright guys, well I just wanted to check in with everybody. Thanks again to everybody who gave good wishes to Lisa for her birthday. We had a lovely time last night. She's got Friday off, so we'll go and do something on Friday. Wednesday now. I hope everyone's having a good day and getting on with everything that they need to get on with. And I'll check in again soon. We'll keep an eye on the swallows and see how things are going with them. Alright guys, speak to you all soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.